What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and holy shit, apparently it's been a crazy day. So I haven't been on my phone for like the last 4 hours, and I check it at like 8:30 and just, yeah, craziness. So if you didn't know, or if you're living under a rock, former President Trump, he basically almost got assassinated today, which is insane. This is crazy, this is dangerous, scary times, and I'm not going to sit here and be like too political because I'm not an expert on any like political subject. So like we're going to just talk guns today, but still have to bring it up because again, this is like active news. It's crazy. It's going to, be going on all week, and I'm sure there's going to be new information every day. But I figured I'm going to show you guys some pictures right now and talk about some of the guns that I saw from today's event, and then I'll kind of catch back up with you here. Alright guys, I'm just going to be talking about a few of the pictures that I pulled off of line. I'm sure there's going to be so many more pictures coming out, but we're just going to talk about these ones. So in this picture, it's very blurry, and I was really trying to find a cleaner picture, like a more clear one, but I couldn't. But it looks like the guy in front is rocking a Daniel Defense M4A1 of some type. I really can't tell if it's a quad rail or their new M-Lock, their R3 series, but it looks like he's rocking some type of M4A1 from Daniel Defense because their stock is very noticeable. And then he's got an EOTech on there. I can't tell. It's probably like an EXPS 3-0 in black because he's rocking night vision too, which is very weird because I know this happened like midday, and the fact that he went up there with night vision is just interesting. And from what I know, again, there's so much information coming out. I believe it was the snipers on the roof that took the shot because I did see a video where people were showing just this dude laying dead up there, and no one was up there yet. So these guys got up there, I assume first, I don't know. Again, this is all just speculation because there's going to be so many pictures and videos coming out. But I just thought it was interesting that this guy literally has his night vision on right now. But yeah, so I assume Daniel Defense M4A1 with an EOTech EXPS 3-0. That's my guess. The guys behind him, the picture is so blurry, I can't tell. The guy directly behind him, it's, again, super blurry picture. It looks like some type of just like standard like carbine profile because it doesn't have a free float rail. I can't even see the optic very well. Same thing with the guy behind him, some type of carbine profile. It looks like the two guys behind both have front sight posts on their guns. And yeah, I just realized this now, so I'm recording again. The dude is wearing a Demolition Ranch shirt, which is terrible. I didn't even notice when I was first looking at it, but Matt from Demolition Ranch posted it. And that just sucks because he is one of the biggest influencers in our industry. And just the fact that this douchebag was wearing his shirt, the problem is it makes us look bad. Like the actions of a few can make all the gun owners look terrible, and that just sucks. I feel bad for Matt, Demolition Ranch, and all of them because, I mean, that doesn't look good for their company. And I'm sure that they're not worried about like their company as far as that goes, but it's just like, they're there to support gun owners, and they want to be, a role model in the gun industry. So just the fact that this douchebag wore their shirt, that just sucks. But I didn't even notice that when I first was talking about the picture. I hopped back on Instagram and saw it. So again, there's going to be new information every little bit. I'm not going to have all of it, but this is just what I see right now. But yeah, we'll move on to the next picture. So this is the picture of the actual snipers that I believe took the shot. And from the video that I saw, it was very interesting. I'll also show you guys the layout of this. Actually, let me show you the layout real fast because it's an interesting layout. There is not much there. Like, not many buildings, not much, like, cover, I would guess. Like, I mean, look at how open that is based off this picture. I can't verify if this is true or not. But I've seen a lot of the videos now because they're popping up every 5 seconds on Instagram. That is crazy that those guys with those big, powerful sniper rifles, it took them that long to react. I don't want to be harsh because, again, I'm not an expert on this matter, but I think those are the guys that actually took the shot and killed the dude. So props to them for that, but yeah, I mean, that was a lot of shots to get off, and one hitting Trump is just insane. Like, I'm happy that he's okay, but that's just an insane turn of events. And this is a very clear picture of the guns. Comment down below with what those are, because I don't know bolt guns well enough to identify that. Bolt guns are not my specialty, guys, so yeah. Comment down below with what those are. We'll move on to this next picture. So in this picture, you got all of the Secret Service crowding him, protecting him with their lives, so props to them. And they are using Glock 19 Gen 5s. I know that the Secret Service uses Glock 19 Gen 5s because I actually know someone that was former. So they kind of talked to me about like what they use, because I like cloning stuff, and I think it'd be cool to have all the different clones of every branch, department, whatnot. It's too much money and time, but But yeah, Glock 19 Gen 5, pretty simple and basic. I can't tell what light they're using, so comment down below with what light or what holster they use. But yeah, as far as I know, it just looks like a 19 Gen 5. It's got an extended mag base pad on there, and then I assume they're running night sights. In this next picture, we have what looks to be a blurry Knights Armament SR15 SBR. It should be like the 11.5, and then it's got their shorty can on there. I don't remember all their acronyms, but like the PRT, CRS, whatever. But yeah, that looks like the 11.5 Knights Armament. It's blurry, but it's probably got an Aimpoint T2 on there. That one looks like it's got a Maul, and I can't tell the light, but I assume Surefire. But I've always wanted one of these guns, and now this is just going to make it harder to get one. But I'm not complaining. Like, props to these guys for doing their job. Here's another picture of a bunch of dudes rocking the Knights. And what's interesting is it looks like they all have like their own setup. And this is normal with almost any department. So we got this guy on the left that looks like he has a Maul on the side. He's got the Knights Armament flip-up sights. I think that's still like a T2, just from what I can tell. Yeah, the Maul's sick. That's another very expensive item that I don't own yet, but I would like to one of these days. So that's the guy on the stairs. Let's go to the two guys down below. And the chick in the background with also a Glock 19. So, yeah, you got the girl with the Glock 19 Gen 5. You got the dude in camo in the middle. He's got a PEC on top, probably a Surefire on the side. Looks like he's running some crazy muzzle brake. I can't tell what it is. Probably also rocking an Aimpoint T2. The guy on the right's rocking an Aimpoint T2. And what's his laser? That's probably a Maul in there. I can't tell. I'm just working off of blurry photos here. And then this next one, pretty crazy. I know it's probably just a flesh wound, but I mean, I could not imagine what it was like to be in that situation. I mean, look, he for sure got hit. We don't even know how bad it is, but that bullet could have grazed him. It could have depending on the angle, it could have just went straight into his head. But if the guy really was using a 22, it's not a powerful round, but it's definitely capable of killing someone. So, but yeah, that's a crazy picture. I'm glad he's okay, and all those people were there to protect him. But that, like, it seemed like those shots were, you know, in that moment, it probably feels like an eternity. But I know it happens fast. But if you watch the videos, I mean, it took them a couple seconds to process what was going on and then get down. And that's just something like, obviously, I've never been in anything like that, but I think as soon as you process that first or second shot, like, just hit the deck, because you don't, like, all those people, they don't know where the rounds are going. You can't tell. There's people talking, there's the mics, and yeah, I mean, again, props to him. I'm glad he's okay. And then this is an insanely powerful image. This is the one that everyone's sharing right now, and I could see why. I mean, he got shot in the side of the head, and you know, that's basically like, you know, you can't stop me, you can't hold me down. Got the flag in the background. That's just, it's a very patriotic photo, but it's unfortunate, right? Like, this is a very bad situation that happened, but I know this is going to bring more people to support him. So, yeah, again, either way, this is terrible. Either way, it doesn't matter who's up there. We're better than this, and yeah, this should not have happened. And then here's the last picture that I have of him getting in his car. You can kind of see the dude standing off to the side there in his full kit. He doesn't have night vision on his head, but yeah, again, crazy picture, and that's the last one I have to share as of right now. Yeah, I feel like my mind's all over the place with this subject because it's just a lot to take in. Gun-wise, again, in that first picture, it looks like the guy is rocking some type of Daniel Defense M4A1. His was all black. Mine's FDE because we live here in Arizona, but yeah. I don't know where I'm going with it. Again, I just want to talk guns, but looks like he's rocking some type of M4A1 with an EOTech. I assume an EXPS3 because the 3s are night vision compatible. So you just hit this button, it significantly drops the brightness down so you can look through it with night vision. I still think it's weird that guy was wearing his nods middle of the day, but yeah, it's maybe he trains how he fights, because the helmet, if you have weights in the back and your nods in the front balance it out and you take them off, I mean, that could throw him off. So I'm going to just give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, M4A1, Daniel Defense, they make good stuff. I know they're used all over the country, in, you know, different military groups as well. They make good stuff. And then we see a lot of Knights Armament in the Secret Service world. Like, admin just did a video on this too. They use 11.5s, and I've been wanting to get a Knights 11.5 for that purpose of doing a clone build of that. And that just further got pushed down the drain because they're already hard to get, and I'm sure this is going to make them even harder to get because people like cloning stuff, and I don't blame them. This is like the closest thing I have to it. This is a LMT, which amazing company, no issues there. This is also an 11.5. It's got their monolithic M-LOK rail, so yeah, I mean, this is my Knights clone, I guess, but LMT is just as cool. This is a DI, but I still plan on getting the Knights 11.5 too. So this one I have an Aimpoint H1 on here. They're probably rocking the T2s, which are, I don't know the exact difference between the H series and the T series. I believe the T series is more night vision compatible or friendly. I don't even think this has night vision settings. The first few settings are basically nothing, so I mean, it would probably work, but yeah, just red dot. You look through this, you look through a T2, they're just red dots. But yeah, in the pictures I showed you, we had guys with PEX, we had guys with MAWLs. They're probably all rocking some type of Surefire light. I saw, I think, Aimpoint on all of them, so it's, again, they're kind of blurry pictures. I was hoping for better ones, but I just took those off of Google real fast. They were rocking Knights Armament flip up sights, probably the Knights charging handle. But other than that, I mean, they're just stock Knights Armament 11.5s with the Knights Armament rail, the Knights Armament trigger. So a Knights Armament out of the box is basically like a dream. I've shot suppressed Knights a couple times. I would really like to own one, basically the same thing those guys have, but yeah, they're just hard to get. And yeah, I'd like to get a factory SBR. That's been my goal the whole time. So at some point I will get it. It's just this probably just pushed it further down the road by a couple years. So yeah, again, Knights Armament-ish, but LMT does good stuff. And then we have the Glock 19 Gen 5s that I saw. So mine's chambered, I'm not gonna mess with it too much, but you see the Secret Service are rocking like +2 extensions. I just use Glock 17 mags because I have a Glock 17, 34, my Shadow systems. I just load 17 round mags for everything. All the mags in like my spare pouches are all 17 rounders, so it just makes it easier. Doesn't look as pretty, but it gets the job done. Streamlight TLR1HL. I didn't know the light that they were running in that picture. It's hard to tell from just looking at the bottom, but comment down below if you know. And then I also wanted to talk about maybe like what this means, like my predictions, because I do have thoughts on it. I have some predictions. I think, because I work in a gun store. We work at Arizona Firearms here in Arizona. It's unfortunate that this happens, but every time something bad happens, whether it's a mass shooting, potentially this, because I've never dealt with this in my life, or like the coronavirus, it's unfortunate, but it's bad things or bad, you know, news or disasters or whatever that jumps the sale of guns. And I think it's just because people get scared and they want to protect themselves, which they should want to protect themselves. But I really think they should have planned ahead, because I've seen a couple of the other gun influencers online talking about like prepping and like, what are your thoughts on this? What are you going to do differently? Well, I feel like I've always, you know, tried to shoot consistently. Like I shoot almost every week. I, you know, buy guns, buy ammo, train. Like I don't feel like there's anything left to do. I mean, I want to obviously stockpile food, water, stockpile money so I can get whatever I need, but we got to be realistic. It's starting small and building our way up. But if you're just now, like let's say you have nothing and this scared you to the point where now you want to buy everything, you're kind of late to the game, because unfortunately stuff's going to get hard to get. Pricing is not the greatest, so if you have to buy everything brand new from scratch, I mean, that kind of sucks. So I think, you know, being prepared ahead of time is important. Even like, let's say you're not necessarily a gun person, but you love the idea of being able to protect yourself, then at that point, it's worth it to have a gun and train with it and know how to use it. Like medically too, like I took a IFAC course just so I know a little bit, but I'm not an expert on medical stuff, but I knew it was important, and I have a basic understanding of it now, so I'm at least better off than someone that's 100% ignorant on it. But I'm still not an expert, I'll 100% admit that, so that's something I'd like to learn more of, is medical stuff. But I feel pretty proficient in guns. I feel proficient in like my prepping. Like I have ammo, I have guns, food, water, as much as I can. I feel like it's important to stay on top of your health, because you need to be healthy to be able to move, do things, whatever. Planning in case of emergencies, not just stuff like this, natural disasters, fires. Like right now we're dealing with a lot of fires here in Arizona, and people are evacuating their homes. Luckily, I don't live in a spot where there's fires, but still, that's a threat here in Arizona. There's tornadoes in other states, hurricanes in other states. So being prepared for natural disasters or even civil unrest that happens in certain states, I think it's important. And then, you know, being able to protect yourself, your family, because watching the video today, you see a lot of people that they don't know what's going on. Me as someone that shoots a lot, like I would in my head instantly think gunshots. I would not expect fireworks at a rally like that. So I think it would be important to like get to cover, which there's not much cover there from the looks of it, but like at least get down. But I also don't think you should just lay on the ground because you can get trampled to death. I know that's happened to people before. So let's say you're there with your family, getting them to protection. I think in that case, staying low and trying to move out of the way as best you can is going to be key, or get to some type of cover or concealment because you don't want to just be in an open field. But yeah, and I've never been in that situation. I'm just saying for like my thoughts. It was like kind of scary to see Trump's reaction, not because he was bad, but like it took him a couple seconds to process what was going on, and then you see him like grab his ear, so like he got hit, and that's just, 1 inch away, 1 inch in any other direction, and that could have, potentially killed him, gave him life-threatening injuries. So luckily he hit the ground. I think right after that one, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, but like, processing that those are gunshots and getting to safety would be key. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to harp on anything. This is just, we're having a discussion. And as far as like the guns, like hopefully you're already prepared. You don't have to buy guns or ammo. If you're low on ammo right now, I always tell people, like, if you can have at least 1,000 rounds of whatever caliber, like 1,000 rounds of 5.56, 1,000 rounds of 9, I mean, you're better off than most. Like, that's like at the bare minimum that I would want to have, because that gives you ammo to train with and still potentially protect yourself with. Full metal jackets does not count as protection ammo for, handguns. Rifle wise, I guess it doesn't matter, but for handguns, you want hollow points. At least try to have like 50 to 100 rounds of hollow points, because for self-defense, full metal jackets are not the greatest. I'm not saying they're not deadly, but hollow points are key. I even have like hollow points for my rifles, and yeah, hopefully, Trump is good. Like, it looks like he was fine leaving the stage, but you don't know if there's anything else potential. So if we need to do updates this week, I'll do updates. But other than that, I'm going to kind of keep it like my normal just gun schedule, because this is a gun channel. Yeah, I just want to keep it guns. But I will let you guys know how this goes at the store this week, because again, stuff like this they can make gun sales insane. Like when COVID hit, I remember when like 1 week everything's fine. You heard the stories about people fighting over toilet paper and all that, but then the next week we would show up to work and there'd be a line of 50 people at the door, like before we even opened the store, which was insane because that was not a thing. Like I've never experienced that in my life, and then it just went like that for 2 years. So I don't think it'll be that intense for this, but it also depends on what politicians say about guns. I know Trump's son is pro guns. Trump, I think, is mostly pro guns, but like they don't necessarily. They're not like, oh, you need the super tactical AR. So I don't know, but I don't think he'll say anything like against guns. The Democratic Party might say some stuff against guns this week, but it's just hard to say, and I don't know exactly what it'll mean. But hopefully you're already prepared. If you're not prepared, I'm not trying to like scare you into going to buy a gun, but having a 9mm handgun, I think, is a good starter. If you want to have a rifle, an AR-15 chambered in 5.56, it's the most common one. So I think someone said that like a 5.56 is a beginner rifle, like, and they talk crap about me saying that, but it is. I mean, they're easy to shoot, easy to train with, ammo's relatively affordable. Yeah, I think an AR-15 makes a good starting rifle if you want a rifle, but don't go broke trying to panic buy one right now. Like, I mean, yeah, just try to be better prepared in the future. Handgun wise though, I mean, as long as things don't go crazy, you can get a nice used handgun for $300 to $400. Like, people are selling police training Glocks all the time for like $400. We get used ones all the time too. So yeah, but get training. It doesn't do you any good if you don't know how to use it. So yeah, I'll leave you with that, and thank you guys for watching. I hope everything goes well this week and that it doesn't go further into chaos, because I just want to live my life, shoot guns, record YouTube videos for you guys. And I'm pretty fortunate. I live here in the United States, in Arizona. We're so pro-gun, like, it's great, and I don't want that to go away. So, yep, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.